if not more than that, of GME, right? And once they got that 50% out, then the vouchers came, right? To gnaw on the carcass, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's us. That's us. That's this movement right now. Now the smart vouchers, like they pulled profit and got out of there. You know, the dumb vouchers, guess what's going to happen? They're going to get eaten by the lion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, like we're in a very unique situation right now, and like I don't think
GME,
many
right?
people realize.
And once they get that
Sorry,
50% out,
it's my fault.
You
Sorry.
good? No. So what are your thoughts on this, Kayla?
So, my take on it is that you are finding multiple avenues of trading coming through that um, most people aren't used to. And this is where top hedge fund managers, prop traders, the guys that have been short selling, making their money short selling the market, they are coming in now trying to find new strategies and new ways to trade in this market and with the way that the retail traders are going. So I'm sure they've got bots or algorithms that are pulling up all the information from all the servers out there that they can, gathering APIs. So they're gathering the tickers that are coming through. I mean, you saw even our bot has the new Wall Street bets tickers, so it'll pull up the top tickers that Wall Street Bets talks about, and that's something that we're going to use. We're going to see what's being talked about the most and use those tickers as ways to trade, whether it's up or down, and find reasons why we would want to get in on them. And the reason why we started what we did as this company is to trade and show retail traders that there's a team out there that's willing to work with them and learn and guide them through this crazy volatile market. And we've gathered, now we have over 350 members in the Discord, and we're growing as well. We're not Wall Street Bets, but we're going to be there one day. We're going to be growing, and the more we talk about things and the more we bring catalysts in front of different traders, then there's going to be more money going into the market over and over and over again there.
So, yeah, I totally agree with you, but I want to kind of sway the conversation to like right now, right? So we have Robinhood and the nonsense that they pulled yesterday. They want to say that it wasn't liquidity crisis, and they want to say that they're regulated by the SEC and all that. But like we all know, well, let's even say
What
like there
happened?
was
I mean,
still
are you saying like whether it's a conspiracy theory or what? Like
no,
what?
no, 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 no. No, let me frame my question,
Yeah.
right? So like with that being said, do you think Robinhood is done for now?
Um, I don't think Robinhood is done. I don't think that the investors that are invested into Robinhood are happy. I don't think that they responded well at the. I don't think the CEO responded well after what happened. I think he should have owned up and said, it's our mistake. We are going to possibly shut down the server and, upgrade our processing, upgrade our server to where we can handle the inflow and outflow of trading, because this stuff happens on even the big brokers, and but it didn't happen to all of them, so it wasn't across the board
Yeah.
yesterday. It was only a few tickers taken off of the specific Robinhood, and they didn't really come out and explain the real reason. The only reason that I can think of, other than whether there was conspiracy theory behind it, maybe somebody
They
came in and talked to them, but the real thing is
they
that they ran out of money. I think that they couldn't handle it.
yeah. So that's I agree with you there. I listened to the interview on CNBC last night where they interviewed the CEO of Robinhood, and he pretty much said he tried to like push it off on like they didn't have enough um contracts, and and in reality they didn't have enough liquidity, and that's what it comes down to. Uh, and it was a liquidity crisis. Now, what I will say to this, I think initially, like we're going to see a spike in Robinhood, a spike down, but I also think it's going to pretty much delay, and if it doesn't delay, it's going to like hurt their IPO.
Big time.
But here's the thing, right? Robinhood has created a whole generation single-handedly as a brokerage of traders, of millennial traders and Generation Z traders, right? So we are the grandfathers of the market, right? Me and you were both 30s, like our lifespan is over. Like we're just hanging on now, right? And unless we get with the times and get with the millennials and don't call them dumb millennials and dumb freaking retail traders and all that, if we don't get on board, like we're going to be left in the dust and we're going to be the dumb vouchers that are getting eaten by the lions. And while the smart vouchers will be these millennials. So I think Robinhood's not going away anytime soon. If anything, my personal belief, this is going to make it even better, right? Because here's why. I watch Fox News, CNN, local news, all kinds of different news platforms, and the major story was how this was happening in the market. I listened to news sources that never talk about the market, and this was the top story, right? Because it's a revolution, and I don't think it is going to be. I don't think it is sticking it to the main kind of revolution that everybody's thinking. I think it's just like, hey guys, this is the retail traders' way of saying, hey, these hedge funds, they get to trade after hours. We don't. Hey, these hedge funds, and I learned this, and I never knew this, can short a company 50% of not even what it's worth. How come we can't do that? So I think there will be a lot of reform and regulation. And the best thing to happen was that Robinhood got called out like that, because now, like before Robinhood shut down those tickers, like this was noise, but this was noise on CNBC and Bloomberg. Right, the moment that Robinhood started shutting it down, now we start hearing U.S. politicians get involved, and now we're going to get this investigated at the federal level, and like that's going to be the change that we need, and it's going to give us more freedom, as retail traders.
Yeah, and I agree. I think they're going to get a lot of money that's going to come in and maybe try to help them out to say, hey, we are investing, so let's invest a little more to make sure that we're not investing into something that's going to fail.
Yeah. Hey, what do you think about Elon Musk? And do you think what he is doing is kind of like inside trading, but at the freedom of speech way? Like, because I kind of question that. Like, if Elon Musk is posting on his social, is that the future where like these big time players can just post? What did he put? He put GM Stonk or something like that, and that's like people just started blocking the market, or was it he did something?
So from what I heard, I guess he went into the Wall Street Bets and he said, something about I forget what the first line was, but it went to the extent of AMC popcorn is good, and then it made AMC jumped after that, and then he said something about GameStop, and I'm not sure exactly what it was, but yeah, it was in the regards of something to do with just basically a quick tweet, a quick comment, and then boom, it's off to the races. And then he did the same thing with Dogecoin. So Dogecoin, he put the meme or the tweet out there that said, Doge magazine, and you can see Doge is rocketing, and in the pre-market it's up like 400% from yesterday.
So Wall Street Bets is getting endorsed by a lot of big time figures, right? Is that them just being like, hey guys, I'm scared, don't come after me, I'm on your team, like, is that kind of movement, or is it like,
I think it's just to stick it to the man. I think that we're in a generation like Elon Musk, I think is one of us. I think Musk is one of us. I think he was a guy that was just a normal person that was just tired of working every day for somebody else, and he said, you know what, I'm going to be the next big thing, and he did it, and he went on his own.
He broke all the status quo.
Yep, and then he became the richest man in the world at one point, and this guy is, he's awesome. I love everything he's doing, and I like that he is trying to help some people reverse the money, reverse the wealth. We're seeing some people become millionaires and 100,000-aires overnight, and changing their lives, buying their house off, being able to get out of debt, not having to work anymore because they're able to start a new career by purchasing a business with the money that they're making in the market. There are stocks that have been beaten down and short sold for 5 years that are getting 10 years, 5 years worth of gains back or losses back overnight. There's people that have been in some long-term pain here that are finally getting some help.
Yeah, so I would look at Elon Musk You ever seen It's a Wonderful Life?
Mm-hmm.
He's the loan and bank or whatever it is that Jimmy Stewart's bank is. That's who Elon Musk is. He's a guy who's like building houses and not worrying about what comes out of it. Where Mr. Potter would be the Wall Street, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would say like I totally agree with that. But here's the negative approach to this, and like here's the part that like rubs me wrong, right? So this Wall Street bet, like I don't know how this works. I'm a very transparent person, but in my mind, like we're raising the stocks up like this crazy amount, and you can't sit there and tell me this is all retail traders.
No.
Like there's investors in here. There's smart investors at a bigger level, like buying into these stocks. GME doesn't go have that kind of volume off of retail traders. Like it doesn't happen.
It's bots.
Um, yeah. So with that being said, yeah, it's your quick traders, it's your, you know, breakout traders, all that at the institutional level. Their bots are kicking on, and like here's the problem: like people are going to get burnt and hurt by GME and these other stocks when it unwinds, right? And what how that affects the bigger picture is like for those institutions that their bots bought into this, like now we're messing with people's 401ks and pension and all of that. So like whenever there's a revolution, people get hurt, and usually it's the little man. And so, what are your thoughts on that? What
Well,
kind of advice can you give?
I would say that the same thing we tell our group and our members that right now this is I even put in my own quotes. I said this is something that's new. It's a roller coaster ride that's going to end quick with ups and downs. It's not going to last long. It's not going to be something that is going to be around forever where you see short selling stocks skyrocket every day, but you're going to see some short sellers be scared to short anything right now. And until they come back, the sky's the limit on any stock. You never know. Once the short sellers are gone, the stock can only go up. The stocks move based off of more buyers, more sellers. If the sellers are gone, then there's only buyers, right? So
Yep.
then once the buyers stop, though, it goes straight down. So
Exactly.
you've got to be ready. My opinion would be maybe if you want to get in, ride the wave, and as soon as you feel like you should get out, and you're happy with profit, take profit and stay green, and then walk away. That's what I did. I made
Yeah.
a
So
lot
what
of money
about
really fast early this week, and I basically just said I'm taking my money off the table and I'm gonna let everybody else keep riding that
yep.
ride. I got halfway through the ride, I got sick, I got off. I made money, I
And
got
that's
off.
that's okay. That's perfect. You know why that's perfect? Because like right now, we're not in the fear mode, right? What if we look at how the market operates? We're in the greed mode, and especially with the retail traders, like with the institutional traders, like they have bots that are going to pull at certain levels. So, what advice, what percentage would you recommend for retail traders to get out because they're in greed mode right now, and they're going to lose it all once we go into fear mode?
Well, it all, right now I would say that trailing stop losses are your best friend. And just
Yeah.
be careful and set, at this point, manage your risk. Understand if you're going in with $1,000 and you want to risk 300, that means you have a 3%, 30% risk reward. So you're willing to lose if you're willing to let the stock go down 30% before you're ready to get out. So you set your stop loss at a 30% or 3%, whatever you want to set it at. I have mine right now. I set all mine this morning at 3% trailing stop losses on all stocks, so I could just look away, let them ride,
Mhm.
and then when they drop, I'll get the ding, I'll look at it, and then I'll buy back in when I see them catch some support. So there right now my strategy is I'm shorting SPY. Full disclosure, I've been shorting SPY for the last month and a half, buying out long term and leveraging down on green days and selling on the red days, and it's going to pay off today. I think I haven't seen the trade. I haven't seen SPY this morning, but since the last half hour. But I believe last time I looked, it was down $4 or $5. So it's down three. It's still down $3 today. So
Yeah. It's
um,
down 0.5% or
and
something like that.
here's a thing that's going to be something that no one ever thought. I'm using GameStop and these FOMO stocks as catalyst for how to trade SPY and the QQQs and Apple and things of that nature. Because when GameStop's going up, it's completely in line with the SPY going down. So if you see GameStop starting to sell off, you're going to probably see a run up in the SPY.
Yeah, because what those institutions are pulling out of GME and they're putting back in the Apple. Like, look at Apple, for example. Like, let's talk about first who we targeted, right? We targeted GME, GameStop, which is technically a dying company, which doesn't have a good business plan. We target BlackBerry, but then we targeted some companies that really need to survive. I think AMC is the winner out of this whole situation because everybody loves AMC. They have a great model. They're a great company. Everybody goes to the movies. And like they were gonna crumble because of COVID, right? And this move has saved America's movie company, and I think it's phenomenal. However, let's look at Apple, right? They crushed earnings, right? Crushed earnings, right? So everybody says like this movement won't affect the bigger stocks, right? But Apple just crushed earnings yesterday, right? And you know how like if you crush earnings, you're going up, especially if you're Apple, right? Because a lot of the retail traders are buying Apple, right? However, Apple's went down and is still down, right? So that shows you that retail traders, even though it's 20%, if that, like they can make moves on these bigger caps. Everybody's saying that they can't, but Apple's a pure example of how they can.
And I was actually curious to see if Apple was on any of the high short interest lately because they may have been shorting it to leverage themselves, on these other positions, and you might see a squeeze come out of Apple. They might get a nice pop.
I think we're going to see a squeeze come out of there. I think we're going to see some correction. We're due for a correction, and Apple is definitely due for a correction. So I think this was the perfect storm, right? Like, some people will say that, like, the market uses the news as a catalyst of what's going to happen regardless, right? So maybe this is a catalyst, and they're going to blame it on spooking the investors and the institutions to pull out. And then we're going to see the market correct back to March lows, if not lower. But we'll see. Today and Monday will be an interesting day. Like, if I was a brand new trader, I'd probably stay out of the market. But I don't give any kind of advice like that. But if I was a brand new trader, like I would not be in the market today or probably next week, honestly.
And right now I'm looking at the chart for high short interest stocks. And the top of the list is GME, SPCE, AMC, BBBY, LGND, FIZZ, FUBO, SPWR, SKT, AXDX, TR, GOGO, GOGO, CLVS. These are all stocks that are on this high short interest. So you've got GSX. I bet all these things have a high fluctuation in price lately.
Yeah, and that's crazy because every single one that you just named off, I remember months ago and years ago playing those and trying to go long on them, thinking I was buying the dip, and like I got burnt every single time on those. Like GME is one of the main reasons I learned how to trade efficiently. You learn off of your losses, right?
And the ones at the bottom here, I see that they have at the bottom of the list that haven't gained any more short interest yet, are APT, RXT, LCI, CVNA, Blink, BLNK. So these are all ones that could maybe get a pop here soon too.
Heck yeah.
Let's see.
Hey, but
go ahead.
Just to give you a time check, man. So I know you have to do your pre-market, and I have to kind of get off here. But I think this was very productive, and I definitely encourage the members of this group, if you want to talk about something, let us know.
Yeah. Yeah, if anyone
I'm
listening to
always
this wants to
about
come in,
it.
you guys want to get on the show, you guys got something to talk about, or you want to get in on the podcast, get in and listen, get in on the podcast, get in and listen, get in the Discord, and you can join in and start talking with us and give us your opinions. I do want to give an update, and you can jump off, Mickey. I'm going to keep going, but I do see AMC's at $12.50. They're up $3.86 in the pre-market. SPY is still down $2.56, but it's starting to get a comeback. We might have got some good news headline out there, or I bet GME is selling off. Let's see if GME is selling off. Let's see if we're right on this. So GME went from 440 or 428 to 306, and then back up to 350. So this thing's jumping $100 in minutes. It's crazy. All right, we'll take a look at a few other ones here.
GME is the new Tesla.
Yeah,
Remember
I know.
when Tesla was jumping $100 a day?
Yeah, I got me a couple shares of Tesla the other day, and at right around 800, and it looks like it's ready to go back up again after this craziness is over.
Mm-hmm.
See what kind.
But anyway, I gotta get off here, but thank you for letting me on here and give my spill and all that.
Yeah, no
I hope
problem.
it was informative.
Yeah, I thought it was great, man. Enjoy working, protecting us. We'll see you when you jump back in after you get off work.
All right, later, bud.
All right, buddy. White House avoids GameStop. Wall Street chaos as financial titans crack down on average Joe investors. Tucker Carlson said, Wall Street's rigged game. Convicted fraudster Pharma Bro Martin Shkreli mocks uproar from behind bars. Laugh out loud, this thing is so nuts. Yellen received $800,000 from hedge funds and GameStop controversy. Oh, wow. LMFA with the nice run up.